And action! It is daily Epiphany time. Woo! I haven't done this in a while, and it's really cool when it happens. So here's today's daily Epiphany, and let's explore it. We're going to come up with the word heresy. Who knows what the meaning of the word heresy is? And do you know what it means? And basically, heresy is just going against the grain, saying the opposite of what is the majority kind of accepts as truth and what's right. And if you go against that, you basically then considered as acting in heresy. And some people were actually burnt at the stake for this. If we go back almost 500 years, there was this Italian philosopher called Giordano Bruno. And he was burnt at the stake because he came up with this harebrained idea that we are infinite beings with infinite potential living in an infinite universe. And so what did they do to him? That sounds very witchcrafty. Let's burn that mofo at the stake. And I almost forgot to add that today is the 17th of February, which commemorates the day that he was actually sentenced to death to be burnt at the stake. So how's that for a little bit of synergy that happened? I came to my office to tell the story, and as it unfolds, as I just Googled it, I found out that today is the day that commemorates where he was burnt at the stake. It was actually 1600. So 1600 to the day, today, the 17th of Feb, was when he was actually snuffed out, poor bugger. But his legacy lives on. His immortal vision lives on. Now, there's many examples of people that were so threatening with heresy that they were either burnt at the stake or crucified, nailed to a cross, or hung, or, you know, just basically taken out of the equation. Now, that comes from a place of where we are looking at things from I'm right and you're wrong. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is where I then asked myself, if I was to think like this Giordano Bruno, who was light years ahead of his time of thinking, what is my universal message? What is my immortal vision? Because as he was burnt, and they asked him, what was your last words? He said that I think your fear of receiving my words is greater than my fear of receiving this fire and basically being put to death, being burnt. Pretty macabre story, isn't it? Dr. John D. Martini talks of this as your astronomical vision. And he goes into depth on Giordano Bruno. And it's a free downloadable talk that he did in Johannesburg Planetarium. And it's filled with huge wisdom, and I would suggest you guys go and download it. I've listened to it about 6 or 7 times or so. It's brilliant. So I'm on a quest to seek out deeper truths, because we know that even truth itself evolves. We are infinite beings. We are just like the universe. We are forever expanding, forever growing, and we are expanding our truths, and truth itself, with light being cyclical, every time we come around, we get a deeper perspective of it. We see deeper truths. So the question is the question and my quest is that I'm to seek these deeper truths, to transcend that which is like, I'm right, you're wrong, or you're right, I'm wrong. Because fundamentally, if the truth itself is evolving, that means everything that we've done has an element of truth to it on a shallower level. However, it also is false on a deeper level. So if we can then transcend, now do you see how that transcends our thought now of I'm right, you're wrong? When we can see that just at different levels there's truth, but truth itself is expanding infinitely, and we just in cycles of going around and getting deeper peaks of it. Now, this is fundamental because this brings everything together. And this goes to show that now we can actually then break through the I'm right, you're wrong, and then we can actually get to all agree on something, and then we can actually then come back to the ultimate truth, which is we're all connected. Let me check my notes. So let me just reiterate that. So everything holds an elephant. Everything holds an elephant. Try and hold an elephant for once. Let me put on these glasses. Try and say that 10 times fast. Everything holds an element of truth on some level. As our awareness is always evolving, the question to ask is there a deeper truth beyond my current one? Okay. If truth is expanding and evolving, then we're all right on a shallower level and all wrong on a deeper level. That's how I was trying to say it earlier. Okay. So if we can achieve this, then we have mastered the growth principle. What is the growth principle? Which is what I've been talking about, which is seeking the deeper truth, transcending right and wrong and any polarizations, and just looking at what is the growth that I can get out of this? What is the growth that I can get out of this? Not projecting it on anybody else, because they're at a different level of truth seeking, truth unfolding. So that is the immortal vision that I want to project today and bring out. That's my immortal elephant, the element that I want to bring out. So the question is, because everyone's seeing different things, where are you at? And can you, for a perspective, just say that I accept everyone else's truth for what they are seeing it, and I don't need to project mine onto theirs. Thus, and if we can all adopt this, then you won't be projecting yours onto anyone else's, and they won't be projecting it onto you. That's pretty huge. So that is the today's daily epiphany. And yeah, I just wish you a good week ahead. Lots of love and peace out.
The Big Cigar.